Good evening. So it's the summer of 2017. I'm gazing out the window from the second story of the Dream of Detroit office. It's a view that is honestly sometimes hard to take in. A caved-in front porch here, a boarded-up facade there, neighbors' roofs that let the sun shine in, but not because there's a skylight. It's a challenging view for me, because it's so starkly different from the manicured lawns, the well-maintained homes I see from the second story of my own window. I was there that day to support a training that Shamar and Sarah Hamdan had put on. They were coming in from the Inner City Muslim Action Network in Chicago. And they were training a new cohort of community organizers, neighborhood volunteers, so they could go back to their own blocks, their own neighborhoods, and create some positive change. One of the participants that day was a young man, early 20s, a native Detroiter. As a youth, he had watched firsthand as the city decayed, ultimately hitting rock bottom in 2013 when it declared bankruptcy. And yet the spirit of that young man was not diminished, neither by the scale of the challenges that his city was facing, nor by the lack of resources at his generation's disposal. The drive, ambition, entrepreneurial spirit to rebuild his city were all there. It was only limited access to skills and resources that was holding him back. Shamar, your efforts, humbly working in the background, taught me that day that investing in the human capital where others aren't looking, opening up access for a new talent pipeline, that's where we can find the resilience that so many of us in philanthropy have been talking about. By investing in creating opportunities in the communities and the people who model resilience every day. Shamar, the contributions you've made, training more than 1,500 community organizers, campaign leaders, and volunteers across the country, it's work that has helped segments of our society not only gain access to the American dream, access that has been denied to so many of them for years and decades, but it's also helped well-meaning people, just like me that summer day in Detroit, begin to understand community building in new ways. Community building that bridges the urban-suburban divide, community building that shows we can all play a part in reconstructing our cities and creating a more resilient society. Thank you.
The air was so sticky, you had to peel yourself off the porch swing when you tried to move. It was a humid Chicago summer, and for some reason, we were drinking a lot of smoothies, more than usual. The tangy green apples, the tart strawberries, the sweet ripe bananas. I loved the sweet and sour mixture that quenched my thirst. It wasn't until years later that I found out why my grandmother was making us smoothies every day. You see, we were struggling during that time. So my grandfather would go behind grocery stores to collect fruits that weren't quite as rotten. That also explained all the home-cooked food neighbors were dropping off that summer. Community before I knew what to call it. Early last year, while at an El-Hibri training, may Allah bless this foundation, I was having lunch with some folks, and one of them told us about a friend who wants to recreate the hood in heaven, but without the systemic oppressions, the lack of resources, the hunger. I smiled and immediately thought about our community organization at home, Dream of Detroit. But what is it about the hood that we just love so much? You know what it is? It's community. It's the feeding of the people in need. It's the knowing who's sick. It's just knowing who's going through it. It's the genuine love. How is that not prophetic? Before Detroit, I learned community and organizing at Iman, the Inner City Muslim Action Network in Chicago. And there, I learned a model of leadership from a brother named Shamar Hempel, my old office mate. Shamar showed us, he showed me how to inspire and guide a youth council, to actively listen to people, the importance of building relationships, and how to navigate the southwest side of Chicago or a foundation boardroom downtown. He even led a program that reminded me of my childhood, one where we'd pass out smoothies over the summer at a local corner store, whose owner he helped convince to start selling fresh produce. Shamar Hempel, thank you for showing me the importance of trust and truly getting to know one another, as Allah says in the Quran, of never forgetting where we come from, for showing others how resilient we are as a people, and for showing us how to genuinely love one another while doing this work for the long haul. Shamar, I am honored, along with Faizan Kareem El-Hibri, Patrick Cates, and Farhan Latif, to present you with the 2019 Community Builder Award.